Good Tuesday morning from the NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. This is Mission Control Houston. You're looking at the International Space Station Flight Control Room from the front corner of the room, looking over the shoulders and over the front of the consoles of flight control team that is watching over all of these space station systems aboard the International Space Station. The team of flight controllers here in Houston have been on console since early this morning. They're part of a three-team complement that watches over station crew and systems around the clock, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The team once again is led by Flight Director Emily Nelson. She is in the beige sweater, overseeing this team once again today, and she's joined also again by Christy Bertels, who's handling the voice communications link between the flight control team here in Houston and the Expedition 32 crew aboard the International Space Station. The International Space Station just about to move into an orbital sunrise high above the South Pacific on a northeasterly track that will take it shortly across the Central America region, all the way across the Gulf of Mexico, and then skirting straight up the east coast of the United States, heading out over the Gulf of Lawrence in Canada, over the North Atlantic, and then another coastal crossing as it crosses the coast of France in Europe. From this vantage point, 250 miles above the Earth, the station circles the Earth every 92 minutes, circling the Earth every at that distance, 17,000 miles per hour, about 5 miles per second, offering an orbital sunrise and sunset to the crew on board about every 45 minutes. That crew aboard the International Space Station, now in its 48th day aboard the complex and 50 days now in space, is comprised of Commander Gennady Padalka. You see there in the center of the picture, Flight Engineer number 2 aboard the station, Sergei Revin, in the left in this view, and then on the right is U.S. astronaut Joe Acaba. Acaba's on his second flight into space, but his first long-duration mission. He flew on the STS-119 space shuttle flight. Sergei Revin is on his first flight into space, and Gennady Padalka on his fourth mission. He's flown on 2 long-duration space flights. This is actually his third and his fourth as commander. He served as commander of all 4 missions that he has been on. His first was aboard the Russian space station Mir. The crew today has worked with experiments and conducted household chores and exercise and long-distance calls with ground-based doctors for their routine checkups. Commander Gennady Padalka and Sergei Revin have performed a morning inspection around the station after their wake-up. They've also tested the caution and warning panels inside the Zvezda service module. Revin has performed a periodic virus scan on some of the auxiliary computer system laptops, and he's provided that status back to the flight controllers in Moscow. Acaba's focused his day on a couple of experiments, the burning and suppression of solids experiment known as BASS. He's also worked with the binary colloid alloy test experiment, and also worked with inspection and downlink of photographs associated with the resistive exercise device, one of the various exercise equipment complements aboard the International Space Station. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the crew is scheduled to be off duty. They'll spend the day monitoring experiments where needed, and they'll also have an opportunity to talk with their families as well. Meanwhile, at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, 3 other crew members are preparing for their launch to the space station. U.S. astronaut Sonny Williams and Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Aki Hoshide will launch along with the Soyuz TMA-05M Commander Yuri Malenchenko from the Baikonur Cosmodrome a little bit later this month. They have performed suit fit checks at the integration facility at Baikonur as part of their pre-launch preparations. So a busy day for the crew on board today, a day off tomorrow, as their 3 colleagues who are headed their way in a couple of weeks are preparing for their launch from Baikonur.